us, when you start off, tell us about
great.
the energy house, why you're excited about the energy house. What is
Okay.
it? What is it? And UH started it in the 70s, and this was what it's supposed to do. Here's what it does
Okay.
today. That's
All right.
how you've expanded.
Okay.
Okay, phone's off.
Yep.
Okay. Someday we'll have staff that can do all the things that I just did, right? Right, Ramsey?
Right.
Ramsey's brother.
You're
What is
gonna-
Ramsey's
yeah.
brother's name?
In the morning. You guys have to film in the morning, though.
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Matthew.
Matthew.
Yeah. I'll give him Jay's card, and he'll give you guys a call. Good guy.
Water off, please. Be careful. Don't wreck my equipment.
That's right.
Sharon, can you catch this?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's catch.
Okay, welcome to Think Tech Hawaii, you guys. We're broadcasting live. Well, maybe not so live, but we're broadcasting
No,
from
we're
our
live.
studio. What?
Live. We're broadcasting.
Okay, welcome to Think Tech. And this is on 760 AM KGU. We're broadcasting live from our wonderful studio in the lower level of Pioneer Plaza downtown on 4th Street Mall. And today we have with us special guests, Mary Martini and Nick Milan of UH Manoa Energy House, right? Say something energetic, you guys.
Well, we love the Energy House. It started in 1976. We try to develop models of sustainability for urban families. So how to put in all of the energy efficient features in their houses, and also how to garden in a way that they can provide much or all of their vegetable needs.
Got it. We'll get more from you later, Mary Martini.
Okay.
Okay, and then Nick Milan, you're here too, and you're also from the UH Manoa Energy House.
I am. Thank you for having me. I am the manager of the Energy House, site manager, and I maintain the gardens there as well as do the aquaponic construction that we're currently doing.
Yeah, a lot of people like your job, wouldn't they?
I imagine
The
it's a
people
good
listening
job.
today may want your job, so
Yeah.
they'd be calling Mary, right, to get Nick's job. It's
Sure.
all set, all right. But we still do our nanowatt,
No, negawatt.
negawatt, thank you,
Much bigger than now.
negawatt moment, I'll get it. And we have Ramsey Brown with us from Hawaii Energy. He's going to tell us what's doing at Hawaii Energy this week that we should make notes about and take advantage of. The deals, the thrills, the spills, the energy efficiencies emanating out of Hawaii Energy. Tell us about it, Ramsey.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks for having me. Hi, Mary. Hi, Nick. Listeners, my name is Ramsey again. I'm with Hawaii Energy. We're the ratepayer-funded conservation and efficiency program for Hawaii, Honolulu, and Maui counties. Today, we actually have a very affordable and useful offer.
You mean the other things aren't useful? I thought everything you've come up with
Everything's
is
useful.
This is even more useful.
The
isn't
lower
it?
hanging fruit, or the lowest hanging fruit, or the fruit that's already almost in your mouth and you can taste it.
Got it, I can taste it
And
now.
this one, it's well, we just want to remind you that we have a $75 rebate for whole house fans. Now, a whole house fan will evacuate basically all of the hot air in your home that heats up during the day when you come home at the end of the day from work. And in about 10 to 15 minutes, replace that with cool air through your open windows. And then you can shut it off and be on with your evening.
What does it look like?
It looks like an exhaust fan, but they're quiet, much quieter than your industrial fans
Expensive.
that you think of. No, they run about $1,500 to $2,000. Yeah, and they'll save you typically about $300, $350 a year. And that's just in your cooling cost. Analogy we like to use is getting into your car after a hot day at the beach. 4 hours, the air in your car is all nice and hot, and you get in there, and if you're to close the doors, leave the windows up, and drive off, and try to cool that hot air with the air conditioning,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't happen. You'd still be
Right,
sitting
take
in
a while.
that stuffy car. So you roll down your windows. You let
Yeah.
the cold air from outside, the cool air, evacuate the hot air in your car, and then now you've got some nice cool breeze. You don't need as much AC. You're not trying to cool off hot air. You just
Okay, so this
exhaust that
is
hot air.
only for a few minutes then? You turn it off?
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes you turn
Oh,
it
is
off.
that right?
Yeah.
So this is just like what happens in a hot day in my car, the same thing.
Same thing.
Open the windows and flush the air.
Yes. You get
Oh.
to be able to breathe again.
And for this I pay $1,500 American dollars.
1,500.
And I use it every day for 15 minutes.
Sure.
All right, so, but tell me why I want one.
Because you won't be cooling with your air conditioning. Typically, we see these in hot homes. you won't be cooling off hot air. You're going to evacuate that hot air, replace it with cool outside air. And then you'll have a lot lower AC. You may use your ceiling fans less, or you may just leave your windows open and let that cool your house
So
down.
while I'm gone, the air conditioning is off.
Yes.
And when I come back, I don't have to make the air conditioning strain over this.
Yes.
I just do this thing and it flushes the house, and now everything is sort of in balance at a cool temperature.
Yes. You understand it well enough to tell all your friends about it.
Well, okay.
Go out and get
Well,
one.
let's tell more about it. How do I get one of these, Ramsey?
So you want to visit our website.
You got everything on that
hawaiienergy.com.
website.
We've got a lot. You're gonna have to look through all our great offers and find ones that you like. Open it up. It's called again a whole house fan, or you can give us a call 537-5577.
What was that again?
808-537-5577. Give us
That's
a
what I
call.
thought you said.
Ask us how you can save money in your home and save electricity. Tell us a little bit about what you're using, how big your air conditioning is, and those answering your phones can definitely guide you in the right way to save electricity.
So let's have a conversation, okay? Ramsey?
I thought we already
This
were.
is my name is Jay, and I'm calling that number you gave.
Okay.
And I'd like to get one of these, because I heard about this on Think Tech Hawaii Radio, yeah?
Awesome.
And I heard about this, and I heard you talk about it, and I want one. What do I do to get one? Can you help me?
Sure. So we're going to have a list of contractors or different retailers that will offer this product, and you just go out and go ahead and give them a call. Get a couple of price quotes. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
And get one installed in your home.
You're going to give me some advice about which one to go to, which one of these suppliers to go to?
Not
Or am I
specifically.
on my own? Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to leave you hanging out to dry, but they're all good contractors. They actually meet with us. They go through, share their technologies with us. We make sure that they're actually going to save you energy. Otherwise, we wouldn't be announcing it on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we do our homework so that you can make sure you get a good savings. We give you a reasonable rebate, and
Let's talk about the
and we
rebate.
explore you. Oh, it's $75
$75 against
Yep.
the
Right.
cost of the fan.
against the cost of the fan.
So you
Correct.
send me
Yeah.
a check in the mail. I get my check in the mail. I put it in my bank account.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
It's nice. Just to cool off your home
That's-
for cheaper than you already are.
And you're trying to incentivize me to do this because you're trying to save energy everywhere you can.
Everywhere we can, counties. Yeah.
So how much if everybody got this, everybody in a hothouse, and we'll talk about your house in Manoa in a little while.
Yeah.
We'll be asking you why you don't have one of these fans.
We do have
We
one.
actually do have one.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn
Thank you
more.
very much. So Ramsey, if everybody did this, what would happen?
I think we'll be on the road. I think the energy savings will be nice, but I think we'll be on the road to starting a conversation to further energy savings, replacing large appliances, your water heater, going to solar hot water, going to refrigerators, more energy efficient refrigerators, really changing out all the light bulbs, not the ones that burnt out, but every single one, to a CFL or an LED, and having that conversation and that awareness out there.
Have you any idea, if you don't, we can cover it next week, but have you any idea how much we would save in terms of foreign oil, in terms of cash money out of our pockets for all the electricity we use for these things that are not efficient?
For all, not just the whole house fans? Oh, I don't have a number.
Well,
for
how
you right
about
now.
for the whole house fan?
Oh, I don't know that either.
Okay,
But
well, it would
we
be
can-
interesting to
Yeah.
imagine how much money it is.
Money, oil, definitely.
Maybe you could do a sharp pencil and come back and tell us more. We want to see
We
more.
can do
of
that
your
for you,
race.
Jay.
No, people don't realize
Yeah.
that we're talking about big bucks here.
Yeah.
And if everybody followed your advice and took advantage of your rebates and incentives, the amount of money we would save would be lots,
Well,
millions and millions
Big
and millions
bucks,
of dollars.
especially here in Hawaii, where people, I think a lot of residents don't realize that our electricity costs are 3-4 times as high as those on the mainland. So we're literally spending 4 times as much on our electricity than our counterparts in the mainland are, and it's a huge savings, like you say.
You love your work.
Questions?
I love it. Can you tell?
Because you're doing good things. It's like being in the
Yeah.
Coast Guard, saving lives.
Saving lives, yeah, spending.
In this case, it's
spending
saving
money to
energy.
save lives.
What could go wrong? What could be better? I'm kidding.
It's great.
Maybe, listen, I'm not suggesting anything, but maybe Nick here wants your job.
We'll groom him for the next energy engineer.
You talk about a temporary exchange. What do you think, Mary?
Oh,
No.
She like, are you an engineer, Nick?
I studied engineering.
Oh, we're always looking for engineers. Good.
Oh, I
Anyway.
have a question. Wait, I have a question on the fan still. I want to know, does it really is a whole house fan, or do I have to buy one for various rooms or upstairs, downstairs, and how does that work?
Oh, that's a great question. I think you nailed both of them. If it's a single level home, we see the the team will come into your home, not Hawaii Energy, but the contractors you hire, and they'll look for the most effective place to place this fan. If it's dual level home, sometimes you need 2 fans, and they'll quote you for that. But typically, you just need one central area, and they'll duct it outside or through your attic and out.
Very important, very important. So would you get a fan like this even if you didn't have air conditioning?
Sure, definitely. Especially if you come home and you come home to an oven again. It's like being trapped in your car without the windows down.
Yeah, but it's not only an oven. Sometimes it's just hot, humid air, which is just as unpleasant. And this will suck that out too.
Yes.
And give you a comfortable,
nice, cool air from outside
environment in your house.
Definitely.
Okay, what's next week, Ramsey?
I don't know. We'll surprise you. Maybe we'll talk about washing machines, something that people use reasonably often.
I think they probably have a big meeting, like every Monday or something, where they decide what they're going to offer on that given week. and it's a big secret until they reveal it here on the show. So our listeners, never know until the last minute when this is revealed. It's like a prize.
It might already be on our website, though, so definitely check out HawaiiEnergy.com.
Okay.
Try to find the next deal.
What was that again?
HawaiiEnergy.com.
That's what I thought you said. Yeah. Thank you, Ramsey Brown. Great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming back week after week and suffering this abuse. We're going to take a short break now. This is Think Tech. We're here with Mary Martini, Nick Milan, and Ramsey Brown. We'll be right back after this break.
Good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Jay, you're too much fun. We got to get you on the seat.
Well, you're getting to respond to me.
Good. Good job.
You don't let me get by you.
I'm glad we got a little precursor before it happens.
Right.
Get
our strategies ready. Right.
So what kind of engineering did you study?
My plan was actually to go into ocean resource engineering. I didn't complete it though. I've kind of, I'm still on my journey figuring out exactly what it is I want to do, but...
Have you graduated then?
No, I have not. I was actually in school last semester when she emailed me, and then I took this job full time.
Oh, you're full time?
Yeah, so.
Wow, she stole you away, huh?
Yeah, well, it's right in line with what I want to be doing, and I just don't know how to apply that to schooling yet. So.
Thank you.
You're coming Wednesday. We have Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday,
Wednesday.
Me or somebody.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want me twice.
Oh, those things,
What do they
yeah.
say, by popular demand?
I don't have any cards with me. Sorry.
No worries. HawaiiEnergy.com.
HawaiiEnergy.com.
We'll
What was that again?
That's what I thought.
We could have used the $75, but we put ours in a couple of years ago, so.
A couple?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like back in the 80s.
They had the original one in, right?
No, the original didn't,
Oh,
but
it didn't
there's no AC in it. It's all.
Okay, are we all in the frame here?
Great, Ramsey.
Sharon, be in the frame.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Ramsey, it's locked. You'll have to unlock it. It's okay not to lock it again the way that.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. We're live. We're Think Tech. We're Energy Wednesday here in Hawaii, the state of clean energy. And where Ramsey Brown of Hawaii Energy used to be sitting, we have a special return of a special co-host, Sharon Moriwaki. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Jay. Always great to be here.
So just reviewing, tonight we're talking about what's going on at Manoa Energy House. We have Mary Martini, who I think I know from a previous life, and Nick Milan, both of Manoa Energy House. And we're going to find out what is going on in Energy House.
Okay.
And Sharon will help me penetrate these mysteries. Okay, first of all, where is it exactly?
Okay. It's located on East West Road on the Manoa campus, in the back of the campus.
Okay, why there?
It was built there by an architect, Jim Pearson, in 1976, and it was built to avoid air conditioning and any of these electricity requiring, appliances, etc. So
Just trying to think
its
how old I was in
position,
1976.
well, we weren't that old, yeah.
Well, we were all around, all of us, including Nick.
No,
Only
no.
Well, 3 of the 4 of us were
We were around, definitely, yeah.
You're
But actually, they positioned the house so that it would catch the trade winds, which is See, we have all of these resources that we don't use in our building nowadays. And so they positioned it to catch the trade wind, so it's trade wind cooled. There's no AC. They planted all the plants so that it would direct the wind, so that it would go through the house and up through a steeple in the top of the house, so that it would cool the first and the second floor.
It's so funny that you use the term
Steeple, yeah.
because that's what steeples were originally
For,
invented
yeah, they're
So they're
vents.
returning to some older time.
Exactly, exactly.
That's fantastic.
And it works.
Yes.
We are not hot at all, and they
Well, we're
place.
hot. This is a hot show, right?
Well, I know, but we're not overheated by the weather. So we catch the wind, and of course I put my desk right where the wind mostly comes through.
Well,
so
you're the boss,
Nick
that's
might be
why.
a little bit hotter than I am.
There's
on
certain
the second
prerogatives
floor.
the
Right,
boss has, you know.
exactly. And we have a whole house fan that we turn on, and it pulls
It's
all
the same
air.
kind that Ramsey
Yeah,
Brown was talking
exactly.
about.
Yeah, it pulls all the air in. In fact, we had these when we were kids too. You know,
I remember big fans. but
attic
not-
fans. They used to call them attic fans, and
fans,
they'd
right.
suck up all the air and they'd bring it out
Installed.
through the attic. Yeah,
So there's no inefficiency. It just sucks everything out.
yeah, exactly.
So okay. So then why?
Why did he develop this house?
Uh-huh.
Was to tell people in Hawaii how to build a very inexpensive house. This is a house made out of redwood, and it's basically a Japanese tea house. It has a surrounding screened-in lanai, so the air can come in from all directions. It has sliding shoji doors. So if you've got a trade wind day, you open all the doors on that side and bring the wind in that way. If you have a Kona wind, you open all the doors on the other side and bring it in.
Beautiful. Who built the house, actually? Was it union labor?
No, it was not union labor, and actually Jim Pearson paid for a lot of it out of his own pocket. And then the Department of Housing, the Hawaii Department of Housing, paid for it. It was basically built as a model for how people could build their own home and really conserve a lot of energy. He put in the first radiant barrier, you know, those foil things. I think the first one that was ever invented in the ceiling, you know, to bounce the heat back
How long
out.
have you been in the house?
I've been in the house since 2003.
And you spend your time there?
Yeah, our
This is where
offices
your
are there.
office and
Yeah,
everything?
we're there all day, every day.
And so now here's my question, though.
Mm.
You know, the house has been around since 1976.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of technology. I mean, for example, just to put it in perspective, there was no Apple, no PC in 1976. Lots of things have changed, you know, profound, incredible, unbelievable changes since then.
Right.
Has the house changed?
Well, we have electricity. I mean, but
I
no,
hope so.
he thought ahead. I mean, this man thought ahead. He had a gray water treatment system. He had a black water treatment system. He had, you know, he thought of everything. And those things have been developed better. He had a solar hot water heater. He had a rainwater catchment tank. He had some kind of a manual pump to pump that water to irrigate the plants.
But what about all the things that have come up since then? You know, for example, I remember in 1939,
He had an
and I
electric
wasn't
car.
around.
He had an electric car in '76 and a windmill.
Was it a Nissan?
No.
You know, in 1939, the New York World's Fair, and really famous was the GE kitchen, the kitchen of the future. I think
Yeah.
you can go on the web and find pictures of it, and it had all this stuff, and it becomes like a Smithsonian thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like carved in amber somehow, and it was a statement of what things should be from that time forward. Now, is this house a Smithsonian kind of house? Or if I go in there, am I going to be just totally tickled with all the fantastic, high-tech, totally modern, you know, pioneering things in there? Yes or no?
Yes and no. You'll be tickled with how some very elegant, simple thinking has circumvented some of the modern things. In other words, we don't live in an enclosed cell, so we don't need air conditioning. We don't need a lot of those things that had to be developed to go along with the building style. But this is a building style that could be used on urban lots.
Right now,
anywhere.
today.
Right now.
And it would be defensible as a state of the art. A state. I can't take you anywhere, Sharon. Let the record reflect that Sharon Moriwaki, my co-host, is dropping her equipment off the table. But she will be forgiven. So I lost my question. So this is a state-of-the-art house now? I mean,
Yes.
okay. So the big thing about a house like this, if this sounds like cross-examination, it's okay.
It's fine.
Because Sharon gets a chance to redirect you later. This house is it's an example that must be delivered to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Its greatest value is a teaching mechanism
Exactly.
and an object lesson for everyone.
Right.
So how are you doing that?
Oh, we run youth programs, so we train intermediate and high school students, and not only this, but also sustainable farming and gardening. And we teach families and parents how to live an energy efficient sort of lifestyle, because that's really where it's at. You can have all the innovations you want, but you need to train people to change the habits of their living in order to use those. And so we do that, and then we give tours, and that's how we do it.
I can come for a tour,
Yep.
okay, and will it cost me anything?
No.
No.
Your
I'm
time.
going to bring my camera and
Sure.
take a picture of you.
Sure.
I'm going to do that. How big is the house? I mean, I hope
The house is about 40 feet by 40 feet, and it has 2 stories. So it's a small house, but Pearson and his family lived there for a year, and they monitored all of their electricity input from every single appliance. That was another sort of breakthrough. So they had a record of what every appliance used, and they cut down on the ones that used too much. So it's not a big house, but they lived in it. They had 2 teenage kids.
so.
The
It was a home.
It was a home, and they
the
had
guy.
about 200 or 300 visitors every weekend. So the kids went on strike and
It's
said,
like
"We don't
having
want to
an
live
open
here
house.
anymore."
It's like having an open house with a
Open
broker,
house.
you know.
Yep. So they moved.
Does Nick
in-
here act as the broker? Never mind.
Now he does.
So I mean, you know, this is all fantastic. It reminds me. I hope you know about this. The School of Architecture collaborated with the School of Engineering, and they built this House of the Future a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah?
They had
Yeah, I
every
do know that.
gizmo.
Net zero
You
house.
familiar with that?
Yeah, the
Sharon?
net zero house.
Yep.
That's right. And you know where they got stumped, though? I mean, it's an interesting problem. They were going to deliver it to Washington or somewhere in the East Coast to compete in a national or maybe an international competition of such houses, you know. They couldn't raise the money to move the house to the East Coast. So it stayed here, and they couldn't compete. So, but anyway, I
Yeah.
mean, UH is into these things.
Right.
Happy to say.
Right.
And we should be world famous for what you're doing, Mary Martini.
Should be.
Okay, but wait, we have Nick with us, and Nick, say hi, and tell me whether you agree with what Mary has been saying.
I do. Hi.
I knew you'd say
I do
that.
agree. Yeah, I think that the Energy House, as Mary had said, the fact that we don't need to find technological, energy-laden solutions for problems by using forethought, by using intelligent design, and really a lot of passive solar and just all thoughtfulness and layout in the beginning saves you these problems that you have to do afterwards. And we don't need the rebates, and we don't need the Energy Star, certified. We already have those things planned in. So, is it technologically advanced? In a way, it's not. In a way, it's above that. It doesn't need the technology. It's just a smart design. So, it's the low tech
So
solution.
it's the basic container of the house is a concept that lasts over the decades. Is that
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
good design doesn't need to be up there.
So
all the time.
appliances as well, or what kinds of appliances are you using in the house?
We have the normal refrigerator, lights, computers, and those are energy, we purchase those to be energy saving devices. There are a lot of little things that add up. We have a kind of screen that reflects the light, so it cuts down about 75% of the UV that come in, and so that cuts the temperature significantly. So there are a lot of things to make it very comfortable that aren't very
expensive.
sophisticated,
Yeah,
or, well, that's
expensive,
pretty
too.
sophisticated. That kind of screening is
Okay.
inexpensive, and
So in having people come in and take a look at it and, expose it to the world or
Mm-hmm.
locally or beyond if you can, how much staff do you have?
well, permanent
is the
staff
staff right
this
here at the
is,
table?
yeah.
This
yeah.
is,
We have-
who's watching the house now? I hope it has a
the
good
cat,
lock and
the
key.
cat is watching.
Nina.
No, we have a staff, but it's an educational staff. It's the people who work with the youth, and that's a whole other thing. We run a little farm as well that feeds 7 families.
Really?
It's a tenth of an acre. It's right across from Manoa Marketplace, so it's in the city. And we're able to get weekly food baskets out of that feed that provide the USDA recommended amounts of vegetables for 7 families. So that's, we thought we would do 5 and that would be our limit, but just the garden around the Energy House, which is a different site, does 3.5.
3.5, right.
And then the other one does another 4 or 5. So
Families.
families, yeah.
That means
I mean,
all of
small
their-
families,
all of their
2 kids, all of their vegetable needs, and we
That's a lot.
insist. They complain this is too many vegetables. And this is where the lifestyle comes in. I said, yeah, well, this is what you're supposed to be eating, so stop eating something else that you're eating and figure out what to do with these. And we tell them how to cook, and we give them cookbooks, and we show them how to cook.
How do I get on the list, Mary? I'd like to do that.
There's
After the
currently
break-
a waiting list.
After the break, you can learn
Yeah,
more.
we
Oh, yeah.
can. It's
Okay, that's a tough question. You can think about that question, but for now, we're going to take a break. That's because Sharon told me I better. We're going to take a break. This is Think Tech. We're here with Mary Martini and Nick Milan and Sharon Moriwaki, my co-host, talking about what's going on at UH Manoa Energy House. We'll be
Great.
right back after this break.
Can't wait.
Were you a lawyer?
Yeah,
You are a lawyer. Yeah.
so is my co-host.
Are you you're a lawyer too?
Admit it.
Well, I'm glad I didn't commit any crimes recently.
Just checking, make sure everything is on. And
I was just telling Nick, we moved at the beginning of the year, so we're still learning the technology, getting this all together.
place.
It was like a small space before.
This is a great place.
Isn't it nice?
And it's easy to get here once you figure
Once
out
you know
it's downstairs.
Yeah.
You don't get on the elevators.
So it's worked out really nicely, but then, it's the equipment and getting things to work and
It's pretty nice,
trying
really
to
nice.
find staff intern. So I told Nick, if you know anybody who wants to know broadcasting, Jay runs this thing every week.
I'm sure we do, huh?
I'm sure with one of the kids.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
kids could come and learn how to work these machines.
okay.
It's
A
hot.
little warm though. You do it's.
We need an exhaust fan.
You need it, yeah. you need some real energy.
Yeah, they should bring some of their
air
equipment.
conditioning.
Give me some of their equipment that they can
You got to be
make.
very careful about extraneous sound. Now, if you could find a fan that would do the job and not make any
He
noise.
said it was
that-
quiet.
He said it was quiet,
Yeah.
but is it quiet enough?
No, but you have to have windows, guys, for that kind of fan.
Worry about every single sound. And you can hear the sound if you listen carefully.
Yeah.
About ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we're back, we're live, we're Think Tech, we're Energy Wednesday here in Hawaii, the state of clean energy. With me is my co-host, Sharon Moriwaki.
Aloha.
Aloha, and we got Mary Martini. Hi, Mary.
Hi there.
Still here, eh? And Nick Milan, both of UH Manoa Energy House. And we're talking about what's going on at UH Manoa Energy House because this is Energy Wednesday. Okay, but so I wanted to get into a couple of things. This is the part of the show we talk about challenges. Sharon makes me do this. And, one of the challenges I want to ask you about is, do you keep records of, like, for example, the yield in the garden? Do you keep records of the energy you use? Do you keep records of the energy that you can't save, What kind of records are you, and are you publishing these numbers?
Well, we're definitely keeping the records of all of our yield, and that's easy because we know what goes in every basket, and we know how many baskets there are, et cetera. we're keeping records of the hours of our labor because we're paid by the hour, or the people doing the labor are paid by the hour. We don't publish them. We haven't published them.
I mean, that'd be useful for some research. I mean, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
if Sharon and I and our friends decided we want to throw a few bucks into a second energy house, what would it look like knowing, I mean, with your advice, knowing everything that you know about energy house number one? How would you make this one really spectacular?
Well, it so happens that we're going to be putting in a little one someplace else. So I happen to know it would not be very expensive. We look at basically the house barn kits. We'd use high quality materials like cedar or redwood because you don't want to be... We had to pull out no termite damage from this house.
Interesting.
From 1976.
Even in Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah,
In Manoa, where it's
1976.
wet. Oh, my
Exactly.
God.
So is
And it even
cedar?
got flooded.
So it is cedar.
It's redwood,
Redwood.
actually.
Redwood.
It's a redwood, and there was not a single bit of termite
Oh,
damage,
that's great.
or even wood rot damage. There was some
It's because
damage
of the
from
wood. Because of the kind of wood you used.
Yeah, there was some sun exposure damage because it was just. But so that's one thing is we'd use the right materials, and we would put in an energy efficient roof since that's where most of the heat.
But how would it differ?
It would differ. It would be all solar. It would be all solar. It would have a black water treatment, an efficient black water treatment system.
As opposed to a gray water treatment.
Yeah, it would. And the gray water we would do that again and have it feed all the plants. But the black water, I think, is something.
What is black water? How
That's
is
your
it?
toilet.
Oh, so
That's your
what-
toilet
oh,
water.
It's
Yeah.
the original. It's
Yeah,
the original
it's a septic
euphemism.
tank.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And your gray water is your kitchen sink and
Shower.
your shower.
So it
and-
treats it, and you can use it right back
again.
into your
Yeah,
system.
exactly.
Oh.
It composts it, or it figures some way to use it.
And the
usefully.
plants are perfectly healthy and safe and everything.
Right.
Yeah, because it's composted.
Usually goes through a biological filter, which completely removes
Are
any
you
possibility
using
from-
aquaponics at all?
Oh, definitely.
We are. We're currently under construction. We're building one aquaponics system at the energy house itself, and then on our CSA farm.
CFA?
CSA, Community Supported Agriculture. That's the model of farm that we use that produces the food that go in the baskets to the families. So it's basically a subscription service. So you will pay a monthly fee, and then every week you go and you pick up your basket. So it's already set up for you. So there's no markets.
So you run
or,
that? You run that market, or someone
Right.
else runs it for you?
Yeah, I manage the
Right.
program,
Oh.
and then we have a farm manager that runs the Magoon facility as well.
Do you do the manual labor in the farm?
Oh, yes, we
I do
do.
plenty of manual labor.
Or somebody
Yeah,
has
we're a
to
small
do that,
organization.
actually.
Small
We all do
organization,
it.
so everybody does. I mean, Mary still gardens. She still gets her
Mary,
hands
do you
dirty.
do that too?
Oh, yeah.
Unless you boast.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's a labor of
So
love.
is it open for sale, or is this for your families, or do you sell the produce?
Open to the
out there?
public.
Every week?
Every week, every Friday, we have pickup. And familyeducationhawaii@gmail.com. It's an email address. You can email us if you're interested in that. And we have a short waiting list right now. But as families turn over and as we produce more, which brings you back to aquaponics, once those are up and running, we'll be able to
So
produce more baskets.
to answer my question that I posed before the break, I could get on the list.
You can. Send us an email.
And what would it cost me to get all these vegetables for my whole home?
$25 a week.
$25 a week, and it's tax deductible. That goes into a scholarship fund for the teens that are producing the vegetables.
Yeah, it's a donation, basically,
Yeah.
to a scholarship fund.
Yeah, it's not really quid pro quo. Sorry, that's a legal term.
Right. No, we're not allowed to really compete with local farmers, et cetera, so it's a donation system.
And the irony is that you're right across the street from a big market.
Exactly.
But
Where we buy a lot of groceries, by the way.
it's handy
We're not
now.
good at coconut milk and stuff like that, yeah.
Well, I think that's really fabulous. And that really, we ought to talk about it. Maybe after the next break, we can talk about how this is going to be a footprint for later. Because you guys, after all this time, you have learn so much about sustainability. You can write are you writing the
We
book?
did write a curriculum for high school students because our other job is we train high school students who might not have gone to college. We give them the confidence that they can do the science, really molecular biology science behind all of this, so that they can not only use best practices, but they can explain them. They know why they work. So that's our other goal. We're really trying to develop models that other people use. We're not really doing it in order to make money from vegetables.
No.
We're trying to develop models, and then we're trying to train up the kids and their parents and other adults about we can all do this. Really.
So, I mean, I could take my house, it could be anywhere. I need a little backyard, I think, to do what you do.
Very little.
Very little.
Really, I want to talk about that. And I could take the lessons that you guys have learned and are teaching, and I could recreate the Manoa energy house
Easily.
in my own house, including the garden. And I want to call it a distributed garden because I don't know if people realize how very important that is, to have that self-reliance of being able to grow your own food and not rely on what do I want to say, foreign food. Foreign food and foreign oil, that's the bane of our existence. But foreign food is, in a way, it creates the same kind of dependency and the same kind of fragility and risk. So it's distributed food is what it is. It's not a big farm.
It's not
right.
big. It's very
It's
small.
your farm.
It's small. And these could be everywhere in Hawaii. They could be networked together to provide enough food for large numbers of people. New Zealand does this. They just have very smart networks to hook up the small farms to specific people. So those people know they will always have a source of food. And it could be done. But models are needed, and economists are needed to figure out how to do it on a large scale. That's not our
No, but you
skill.
can show them that it's doable.
It's doable.
So, Nick, what's your background?
Pretty diverse background. I was an aircraft mechanic in the Navy for 6 years.
I know. I always know a Navy guy. You can grow a beard all you want. Always know a Navy guy.
Trying to cover that
Something about the Navy. People in the Navy are so relatable. I don't know what it is. Shipboard life. Yeah, you're
I
on
think
ships.
so,
eh?
'cause living
I
close
wasn't
quarters.
actually, but I had plenty of close quarters. I was an aircraft mechanic on a P3. It doesn't fit on a ship, so
Good.
flew around. But after that, came to Hawaii, and I studied engineering first, and then started a business. I did mobile auto repair for a number of years, and then wanted to get into raising food when I first started in aquaponics. It was over in Olamana Gardens in Waimanalo under Glenn Martinez. And then after that, I went back to school and studied computer science, and then art, glass blowing, fine art. And then now I'm with Mary Martini.
So, what are you contributing to this project? And Mary will have a chance to respond to whatever you say.
She can rebut. Well, I think one of the things that was really important for me is bringing these things out of the realm of possibility and actually having people doing these things, changing these things in their lives. So one of the programs that I started is what we call the Permablitz program, and that's modeled after Permablitz Oahu. Matthew Lynch is the one who, with his friend, I think Hunter is his name, and I met with them and talked about it. And the idea is that the groups of families that come to our programs get together and go rotate through each other's house, and they start each other's gardens for, like we call it blitz.
Barn raising, yeah.
Exactly.
Barn
The
So
community helps them.
exactly. So we've actually, now we're coming to the end of the semester. Every one of our gardens has been done. So I have photographic records of all of the transformations that have happened, and we've gone into places where somebody had no garden whatsoever, maybe like a banana tree, and we've dug in numerous raised plots, and they're now growing
Wow, that's exciting.
lots and lots of vegetables, all their herbs and all that. So it's very exciting to see those transformations, and then just to see what changes come about from that. You're also working together as a family when you have a garden, and you're eating better, and you're less relying on the grocery store, so you have more money at home, which relieves some pressure. There's a lot of really, really beneficial things that happen from that. So
We got to propagate this around.
definitely.
Going back to what Jay asked about the data, have you kept anything from the families or even records of
Yes, yes.
their... I mean, to me, that's
We had
really
them
important.
videotape themselves at the beginning, trying to be a cooperative
Sure.
unit, and then we're in the process now of having them videotape themselves again, designing and cooking meals together, and
that's
so
great.
we have a sort of a behavioral record of changes in their ability to coordinate as a team.
Wow, that's exciting. So when we come to you visit, you can show us the video.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to see
Yeah,
that.
that sounds great.
So actually, Nick sounds pretty good, Mary.
Very good. Very
I
good.
don't think there's really any competition for his job right now.
No, though you've been trying to, do this for me, which is not nice.
What do you enjoy?
Okay.
But Mary, what about you? What is your background? Were you aviation mechanical?
Yes, I was. Yeah. No, but first I want to say though that I think this idea of the barn raising is going to be crucial in all of this, because it is not easy to grow your own garden, and you need people to kickstart it and to get it going. Otherwise, it's depressing. It's just, for you to go out and excavate your backyard and take care of all those rocks and till it and all of that, you really need to have a party to do that, and that's what we do. And you don't need a lot, but maybe every 3 or 4 months you need that group of 20 people to come back and do all of those big jobs. And people love doing it. We run
Why? Do they love helping?
because people love being useful.
Yeah.
And we have very good attendance to all of our permablitzes. Very good. People don't miss those. They love them. They're much less, they feel much less good about coming and being helped by other people. They'd rather go and help. But in the process, they're helping themselves because they're learning, coordination methods. They're changing their habits.
Well, this is a social experiment too, then.
Yeah.
Very clearly. That you're not only
Building community.
Yeah,
sustainability, it's energy, it's all the things that
holistic,
go
yeah.
into a house. It's modern distributed agriculture, and it's a social experiment.
Do they grow different produce and different of your families? Or
Yeah,
is
they do.
And that's how they share.
They
what
do.
grow
They
as
share.
well?
Some are Chinese. They grow Chinese vegetables. Others are Hawaiian, and they want a lot of
That's great.
Hawaiian.
Something for everybody.
And so everybody is eating new things. And we really want to get people to grow cassava and breadfruit and sweet potatoes. And then when the 85% of our imported food stops coming in, we've got months and months and months and years, really, of survival skills.
A little restaurant wouldn't hurt. That's Mary Martini. She's
But
with
background, I
Milan.
didn't. Yeah.
We're gonna take a short break now. We've been here with
carried
Sarah
away.
Moriwaki. We're talking about what's going on at the UH Manoa Energy House. And when we come back from this break, we're going to find out whether Mary Martini was in fact also an aviation mechanic before she got involved. Stay right there.
So excited.
Okay, Nick, what do I need to know?
Give you a couple of buzzwords.
Okay.
We're almost over. It goes fast. Huh?
Real
Real
fast, yeah. Uh-oh, I hear some feedback. Is that me?
No, that's me, I think.
You sure? No. So you do this every day?
No, he does it every day.
Every day?
I have
You do it every day?
Energy Wednesday that we do together, which you're doing the show for. But as I said, he's on vacation for 3 weeks, so we're doing this pre-recorded.
That are going to be live.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you unfortunately won't have any calls in. Not that we've had many calls.
That's
in
all right.
anyway.
That's all right.
But we will
Oh,
come.
you mean while we're
yeah,
here?
Yeah,
Okay.
Figure it out.
That'd be interesting.
But we will come. We should set up a time when you come back from your trip to go visit. You're open
Yeah, we
during
will.
the summer too.
We will.
Okay,
Sure.
we'll keep in touch.
Okay, good. It's fun.
We'll come with cameras and
Yeah.
you'll give us a tour.
Cool.
In fact, I want to talk about that when we come back from the break. We're back in 1 minute. this fun? Is it what you
Yeah.
expected?
It's very fun.
Not at all what I was expecting.
I had no idea what to expect.
Did I tell you that?
She says, you don't have to prepare anything. And then
No, you
I
don't.
get these like 3 difficult questions right off, you know.
What doesn't it?
Right.
What doesn't?
We need
Glad
the
he hasn't
solar
actually asked
panels and, you know.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We're live. We're Think Tech. We're Energy Wednesday. Here we are in Hawaii, the state of clean energy, thanks to, large part, thanks to Sharon Moriwaki, my co-host and co-chair of the Hawaii Energy Policy
Energy
Forum,
Wednesday.
which with DBED and Hawaii Energy
Oh, yes,
and HECO, they are the progenitors and make this show possible. Thank you, Sharon, for putting it together,
And
Sharon.
thank you to the sponsors.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Okay, so we're back and we're exploring, vocational backgrounds. Mary, was it aviation mechanics that got you involved?
No. I'm actually a psychologist.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why the social aspect
Exactly,
of it is
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
You shouldn't worry about your job either.
I shouldn't worry about what?
Your job.
No, I'm not worried.
Security.
But my dad was an engineer, and we built all our houses. So I've built energy efficient houses as a kid, with the family.
Oh, really? Before?
Yeah,
So
before.
you come with experience
Yeah,
in your life.
my father had some very, very smart things. He had heat through the floor from the Roman, model, way before people were doing that. He designed it all himself. But anyway, the other thing is I did live in Polynesia for a couple of years, and I lived in the Marquesas Islands. And I lived in a bamboo house, which had, the most efficient airflow ever. And we had we cooked our own food and we caught our own fish. And so I knew it could be done, and even like city people could do it. So that was a good model. And I also saw
Spectacular experience to
yeah, it
ramp up
was,
to
and
this.
to live on breadfruit and fish and lemons and citrus fruit and avocados you could get up valley and stuff like that. You
I'm
really
envious. Can
got
you tell I'm envious?
yeah, you really got a good idea.
life,
And
huh?
of course, I only weighed 100 pounds, but
Healthy lifestyle.
but yeah,
Healthy
there was
lifestyle,
no
yeah.
sugar, no
Yeah.
trans fats, none of that stuff. So it was good. So I had experience, so I knew people could do it and feel safe and do it without a lot of money.
Well, it's true. Let me offer the thought that if you didn't manage a house like this house properly, it wouldn't work at all. It requires, doesn't it, a vision and a routine and an execution of a routine and a plan all day long to make sure that the house stays on track and does what it's supposed to do. It's not. Well, tell me, you're disagreeing.
Well, the house
Maybe it goes by itself.
no, the house itself runs itself.
Okay.
The gardens need a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah, and for that, I think, again, our model of having groups, I think this is what's so exciting about the PermaBlitz idea is you get people to work together. They want to do that. They want to have social contact anyway. Not just for gardening, but we put a lot of emphasis on processing the food and cooking. And that, again, is a very time-intensive sort of thing. If you're stuck doing it yourself in your own kitchen by yourself, it's a bore. It's just difficult. But you get a couple friends over, and you chop up all your vegetables at the beginning of the week, and you put them in baggies, put them in your refrigerator. Then when you come home at 7:30 after your difficult job, you're able to put a meal on the table.
Right
So
after you do the ventilation thing with the fan.
you, just,
Right,
you
that's-
flip the
that's a fan
switch,
on,
just
yeah.
flip the switch and, stir fry your stuff or put it in a pot and, it's already in a pot, just put it in the oven, turn the oven on, and you get to eat with your husband instead of, eating junk or,
And
crackers
you lead a
and,
much nicer life that way.
Yeah. I think so.
So, during the break we were talking about Sharon and I should come over there with our cameras here, our Think Tech cameras, and make an OC-16 movie about what you do.
I'd love
That'd be
that.
We
really
really
I'd love
like
that.
to do that.
Yeah.
You should.
and you know, we could follow the action, and I'm not sure whether it would be like Lost or Survivor, or maybe a sitcom with the family.
Right.
No,
Oh, yeah, we
but it
could
would
have
be-
your families. We could set it up with one of your families.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
that'd be fun.
Be great.
Good. But
We'd
tell
love
us,
that.
tell us what are the challenges that you face? You know, how do we keep this going, or what are your plans for the future?
Yes.
Well, as with everything, we didn't have enough money to do everything. We really weren't able to replace the solar panels for a variety of reasons. It's a house that's on the University of Hawaii campus. There are sort of bureaucratic reasons that come to play, but we would really like to make the whole thing solar powered, and it'd be easy to do. It's a huge roof. It's got good exposure.
But isn't the university being totally PV built on campus and on the dorms? You can't just get a couple of
No, it always, you know what it's like. It always seems really simple from
you
the
have to talk to
outside.
Sharon about this.
Yeah, Sharon could maybe get us
Sharon, make
this.
this
You know,
happen.
this could maybe happen. But I do know that people in the community, it's very difficult for them. I mean, companies that do that, it's very difficult for them to come and do just a single house like that. And so we've had problem. You know, we want to do that. That's a challenge.
So how do you raise the money to operate?
We operate our youth programs. I get grants from various alcohol. The Alcohol Drug Abuse Division wants kids trained up to go to college so that they don't have to escape into drugs and they have good lifestyles. So our youth science internships are funded by them. They're funded by the USDA, who similarly want people to become agricultural technicians and just this kind of thing. People who know how to save energy and how to get people growing their own food and get farmers hooked up.
Even to come over for a few hours and be exposed to it probably has a long-lasting effect on kids.
Yeah, and they gain, I mean, you know from your own life that when people learn mastery skills like carpentry and building and growing, and they can see what they've done, that hooks them in. They become passionate about learning. They want to know how to do it better. And they gain the patience to put up with school kind of learning because they know it's for a purpose. And that's what we try to do. We give them science that is directly relevant to what they're doing. They don't learn everything about botany. They learn what they need.
Yeah.
And what they need. And
very practical.
they learn research skills, just what they need, how to test this method against that method, you know. And so they understand what it's for, and I think that's the big thing. And we've had kids with us for years who are, you know, getting D's in science and now are in honors biology and, you know, heads of their clubs, their after-school gardening and botany clubs. And it's not rocket science, you know. It's kind of what we experienced as kids.
But you're also showing them how to solve problems.
Yeah.
It isn't just that you're showing them, you know, you're giving them a fish. You're showing them how to
Exactly. How to
fish
raise
properly.
the fish. Yeah. Literally. And how to kill it, and how to cook it, and how to scale it, and, you know.
It's not too hard to catch, just net it. So
Right.
It also strikes me, you know, trying to make sense of all of this, you know, Nick, that you're kind of a camp counselor fellow. I see you. I mean, it's hard for the listening audience to see you, but if you're watching this on our internet, you know, streaming, you would see Nick as a kind of camp counselor kind of personality, and I'm sure these kids come around and you show them things, and they will remember even the first minute of that engagement for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I hope so. We do a lot of teaching them construction skills as well, all the construction that goes into farms. So that definitely has a bit of a feel of the camp counselor role. And then we actually do occasionally do 3-day weekend camps, and we teach them about horseback riding and things that are a little more fun for them and a little bit of an excitement. And so we actually did that. We went out and camped with them.
How old
so.
are the kids that you have?
Anywhere from 8 to 17.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the kids we really work with our mostly intermediate and high school age.
So they come
Oh, we
through the
do.
school program, or they come because they're interested by themselves?
They come through our youth internship program and through our family programs.
Great, sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're almost out of time, Sharon.
Oh, darn.
It's
Goes
really been
too
wonderful
fast.
to talk to you guys. You remind me of my own experience when I was a kid, getting out a little bit, getting it away from the regular world and learning about sustainability. And I think we learned today that you are much more than just an energy house. You are a sustainable universe. And all of the elements of sustainability emanate from what you are doing. So, as they say in Yiddish, sei gesund, that means go with God. You're doing good work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
For
coming
having us.
by.
Thanks for having us. It was
Thank you,
great.
Mayor Martini, and Nick Milan. Thanks for being here, and Sharon, thanks for lifting our hearts as always.
Aloha, everyone.
Aloha, everyone. Think
See you
tech, Hawaii.
next week.
Bye. Okay.
Great,
That was
thank you.
fast. Yeah. Are you still working for me? Okay.
Until he gets his next
Because we're in
offer.
trouble if you're not. We have like 12 aquaponic systems to get up and running. It's like,
I don't know. Might be some listeners calling in for my job now.
yeah.
Are you folks part of the Conservation Alliance?
No.
They're having a conservation conference, and I'm supposed to take them, a couple of